Well, it's finally happened. The Daniel Jones era is ending, and Tommy Cutlets is taking over for the much maligned QB. But let's be clear here. For as bad as Daniel Jones has been, he's still the best QB on the New York Giants roster, and really the only one who gives them a chance to win games. So why is he being benched? It's easy to point to his stats. He's 3-13 in his last 16 games as a starter. He's a turnover machine with 11 already this year, 7 picks and 4 fumbles, and he is not clutch. The Giants have lost 5 one-possession games, in particular 2 against division rivals where they had a chance to win, but Jones failed to convert in crunch time. But none of these frustrating losses, horrific execution of 2-point conversion plays, clueless looks on the sidelines, nor frustrating iPad throwing arguments with Brian Daboll are the reason why Jones is being benched. You could say the Giants are tanking, and yes, losing is better than winning at this point as they jockey for a new QB in next year's draft, but the reason actually comes down to math and contractual obligation. We all know Danny Derps was famously given a $160 million contract, and $80 million of that was guaranteed. Yes, the Giants chose to pay this guy instead of Saquon Barkley. Jones has an option for next year, which the G-men will obviously decline, but per Adam Schefter, if Derps gets injured before March and cannot pass a physical, he'd be owed $23 million fully guaranteed next year, even if they cut him. So playing him in a lost season is not worth the risk. Right now, his dead cap hit in 2025, if they cut him, is only $22 million, but that's just against the cap. If he remains uninjured or on the bench, the Giants don't owe him shit next year, and they will finally be done with a frustrating 6-year era, one which saw only 1 playoff win and an overall record of 24-44 for the former 6th overall pick, who everyone on earth says was a fucking reach at the time, and guess what? Everyone was pretty much fucking right. Oh yeah, did I mention that the $160 million man has never played a full 17-game season? $40 million a year. Having been a Giants fan and watched all the games over the years, yes, Jones was hampered with porous offensive lines, weapons that couldn't catch, and shitty defenses that could never get off the field. However, when the ball was in Jones's hands, you never felt comfortable that he wasn't going to do something dumb as fuck. His pocket presence was more awkward than me on camera, and despite all of his gifts, he never put it together out there. So now that the Jones era is over, the Giants have some huge question marks headed into next season, in particular around who is going to lead this team into the next era in 3 facets: in the front office, the sidelines, and under center. It would make no sense to keep head coach Brian Daboll if you do not think that he can develop a new QB. However, he inherited Daniel Jones, and I think if you asked him, he would have told you he would have probably taken anyone else but Daniel Jones. I don't think Daboll has forgotten how to coach. The second question is keeping Joe Schoen, who was attempting to fix the mess left behind by that fuckwad Dave Gettleman, and though it looked like the team was turned around quickly, it's going bad faster than milk left out in the sun. Why would you want the guy who has let some good players go, like Xavier McKinney, and drafted apparent bust Evan Neal, to scout and evaluate what seems to be a light QB class in 2025? Personally, I believe the decision to stick with Jones was made from all the way up top by John Mara, and Joe Schoen was put between Iraq and a hard place. So we'll find out how accountable John Mara is to himself, especially if in a smoke-filled room, Daboll and Schoen said not to keep Jones. They also passed on a QB-rich draft class to select Malik Neighbors, not Drake May or Jaden Daniels. It just seemed like a lot of moves were being puppeted. And after all of this, what do the Giants do in the draft, as that's the only thing to look forward to now? There's Quinn Ewers, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, and Shedeur Sanders. Not exactly slam dunks. With this move, the Giants have a real shot at the number 1 overall pick, and you simply cannot fuck that up. Either way, Daniel Jones has played his last game as a New York Giant, and fans like me aren't upset about it. Like nobody's pouring out 40s in remembrance of Jones and that magical 9-7-1 season, which Saquon did all the work and got franchise tendered and eventually cut, while Jones got his bag and what will go down as one of the worst contracts in NFL history. Get ready for more crowd shots of Tommy DeVito's agent, and let's pray to God he doesn't fuck up our tank. Sad times, bro. And now a word from our sponsor. Yo, dating apps can literally ruin your life and drain your bank account, but I have a much better way to swipe where you can actually make money. Introducing Air Raid from Underdog, and it's so simple. Pick the receivers who will go over 50 reception yards by swiping left or right, set it, and watch the cash roll in. And right now you can get up to a $1,000 bonus by using my code 5points at UnderdogFantasy.com. So after this video, head to UnderdogFantasy.com and use my promo code 5points or hit the link below and get started right away. Again, you can support this channel and my content by heading to UnderdogFantasy.com and using promo code 5points and get a first-time deposit bonus of up to $1,000. I think we're up to about 40 activations now, so if we could hit 50, that would be awesome.